Oh my gosh, guys. This is going to get crazy because it's windy. All right. Um, I should probably go. I'm not going to. I'm switching around here. Hi. I'm switching. First of all, I'm late. Now I'm switching places. These lives end up being all the same. Just me moving cameras and stuff. That's great. Who's here? Cameron, will you go get me a pair of my glasses, please? I can't see. I can't see. So we're going to need glasses. Definitely going to need glasses. Yeah. I didn't even have time to comb my hair. So look at it like this. Who's here? Teresa. Hey, Teresa. I think you're the only one here. Let me tell you why I'm late. I'm going to go ahead and confess. Maybe not. Thank you. Let me see if these work. I might need a blue pair. Ooh, I need a blue pair. Look on the counter in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess these could work, but if the breeze gets too bad and you can't tell me if you can hear me. Can you hear the breeze? Is it blowing through the microphone or whatever? No? Oh, found a blue pair.
If these don't work, I don't know.
Thank you, buddy. These work. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, everybody.
Cameron said, hey, everybody. So, yeah, I'm setting out here because I've asked Lee to set it up outside for me because I was stuck. I'm not even going to lie and tell you. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you where I was and why I'm late. I knew that I had to go live at 7. So I made my nail appointment for 3. Now, so he paints my nails to match my toe, paints my toes to match my nails. But anyway, he didn't have time to do my pedicure. So he asked me to come back at 6. I said, sure, as long as I'm going to be done by 7, because I got to be back. Literally, it's 2 minutes from here. 2. I could walk there, but I didn't. So now it's 6 o'clock. I'm sitting in there. It's 6:20. I'm still waiting. That's why I'm late. There it is. So my hair is going to be blowing. It's windy. I don't care. I don't care. Hi, Ann. Teresa said, hi, Cameron.
Hey. I got fans.
He said I got fans.
Let's go.
So how is it? Hi, Salma. We'll just give everybody an opportunity to get in here. We'll just, talk. So what's happened since last Monday? Let's see. Last Monday. So we are continuing this class that I'm doing. Lee and I are both doing, actually. This spiritual type of class, and it's spirits coming in, and I'm doing readings, and it's so cool. We're starting another one because it's so cool and spirit's so strong. And hi, is it Kelsey? Hi, Kelsey. That's an awesome name to awesome way to spell it. My daughter's name is Kelsey. Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Stefania. Hi, Sharon. So yeah, so we are in the middle of this class that we're doing on Wednesday nights at 6, and Spirit is so generous and showing up and talking and giving people messages, and I'm super hyped about it, and I like work my energy up until Wednesday, and on Wednesdays I'm doing these amazing meditations in my closet, and and I just let Spirit go through me and talk to me. And on Wednesday nights it's just, I really enjoy it and look forward to it. I'm just gonna say that. And so we're doing another one on Thursday nights at 6. Um, I get 2 nights of spirit filled fun. I'm loving it. So we're doing another one, and we do have room for maybe a couple more. If you're interested in that class, if anybody here wants to say anything about it, that'd be awesome. I'd love to hear your feedback. And hello, Mama T. Um, you know what's interesting that you asked that, and there wasn't. I don't think there's a message in it, but well, there could be. You know. Um, I was Lee and I were out of town over the weekend. By the way, I'm going to get into that. You guys are going to love it if you don't already know. Um, but we had an awesome weekend in North Carolina with Brooke and Danny. Um, if you don't know who Brooke and Danny is, you do. If you don't, look them up. Princess of Duality. Um, and it was awesome. However, we were we were driving down the road and somewhere in West Virginia, I think, and we stopped at a rest, not a rest stop, but a sort of pilot, whatever that is, where you can get gas, um, sort of a truck stop type of place. Um, but I saw some man, and he was very familiar to me, and like he was an older gentleman, and he had overalls on, and he had a ball cap on, and I just looked over at him, and I knew that I immediately knew who he looked like, and I always forget his name, and I because I know it's a very unique name, um, but yeah, it just reminded me of him so much when I saw him. So, Timus, there it is. So yeah, it was interesting that you asked that because there really wasn't much of a message in it, but I just saw somebody who looked like what I know his image to be, if that makes sense. Could be completely different than yours. I don't know. I'm gonna see my twin this weekend at a festival campout. First of all, I'm gonna stop there and tell you festival campouts are our thing. I love them. I do. You're gonna have to tell me what genre music, where it's at, what's going on. Because if I'm missing a music festival, there's a problem. Um, Feeling all mixed up energetically, like I'm calibrating, prepping for an activation to receive more. Still got to keep my wits about. What do you mean keep your wits about you? You shouldn't have any wits to begin with. Throw those out the window, right? Um, None of us want to be of here. Um, but I understand. I understand what you mean by you're calibrating. I get that. However, this is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to get so worked up and so overwhelmed that you're really focused on everything but just being yourself and just being who you are, and seeing him without any reservations, with complete and full vulnerability and an open soul and an open heart, and not putting on any type of act, any type of show at all, just being your genuine, authentic self. Um, that's super, super important. Um, I just don't want you to get too worked up because it can, you get too worked up, you get stressed. It could really put um, stress on it, and you don't want stress on it. Just be yourself and clear, clear yourself. Definitely do, a cleansing, a clearing type of meditation, um, and just be you, and he'll love that, and that's what he's going to be. That's what he's going to be drawn to is you, not any type of unu. Is that a word? Unu. I did get my nails done today. Now let me tell you about the red. I don't like red. I don't like red nails. I This is called waitress red too, by the way. Um, but I don't normally do red nails because they're so cliche. But Lee loves them. Lee loves red nails, so I did that for him. It is what it is. Oh, I love Timus. He's the best. He's pretty cool. Um, I love him too. Northern California electronic music. He and some yoga and workshops. Oh yeah, Salma. I got a lot of bands that I follow from California. Um, they're a little more on the reggae type of side, but they just had reggae, Cali Roots. They just had Cali Roots, and I think it's in Southern California, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, let's see. I'm preparing for battle. Um, I'm preparing for battle. I understand that. I understand that. Um, hi, Hal. He's been hot and cold. So the detachment you're speaking of, just focusing on shining me. Yes, do that. I'm gonna get into. Hey, Mama T, I'm getting tattoos too this week. So, what you getting? I'm curious. I have two of. I got my. I got my grandkids' names up here on this tree. Um, like with their birthstone colors right here, and I've got two more grandkids that I got to put up there. So I got to do that. And let's see. I want to know what you're getting though, Mama T. I'm curious. My twin got into a motorcycle crash on Father's Day. He's in ICU still on breathing machine. Any prayers would be much appreciated. Not only will we send prayers, but I will light a candle for him if you will send me his name. Normally, what I do is I will put the name on a piece of paper, and then I will set the candle on it, and I burn those tall candles and the prayer candles, and I will make my little rock and herb mixture, and I will set intention for his healing. And I know everybody else in here will set intention for his healing, sending healing vibes and positive, loving healing vibes to him, and rest and regeneration and healing vibes for you too, because you need those too. Um, yeah, that is the waitress color. I love it. Oh no, let's see. Twin Flame invited over to a cookout at his place with his wife and our friends this weekend. Any tips on how not to feel uncomfortable? I always feel like I'm lying to everyone when I'm around him. Um, you know what, Stefania? Um, Lee and I don't talk too much, or we don't communicate. We communicate, but we don't. When we're doing sessions and things, we don't normally compare notes or go back and forth. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with you. Um, I don't like that. I'm going to tell you why. I don't like this statement. And you know why. All y'all know why. I'm going to read this again. Hopefully, I read it wrong. Twin Flame invited me over, doesn't say me, but I'm sure it's me, over to a cookout at his place with his wife and our friends. I don't like that statement. And please clear it up, please. Or I can have Lee clear it up. But um, any tips on that? How to feel? I just, I think I need to know more. I really do need to know more. Oh, you know what, Stefania? Um, let me think about this for a minute. Let me think about it for a minute. Um, yeah, how it's so funny. I was like, I like that. Yeah, so many feelings. Um, me too. I want to know. You see, Lee, this is what's interesting about this tattoo. I'm gonna get close. Hang on, but it's a key, right? And it looks like it's kind of sewn in, but it says Lee right there on the edge of the key. Yeah, yeah. I've he's got me on his chest too. I don't know why. It just happened one day. Um, oh, I'm a reggae social girl. Who? How? Where are you from? Where do you live? I need to know. It's important. Elvis Presley. I love him. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I went to Railbird Music Festival in Lexington a few weeks ago, and it was so good. Lexington's only an hour and some from here. What type of music was it? What kind of music? I need to know. Oh, it is a nice tree. I love it. Um, oh, Chuck, got it. Chuck. His name is Chuck. I'm definitely, and I resonate with that name. So I'm gonna light a candle for him tonight. Also, I would have had 10 kids for Bob Marley. A lot of people would probably. I have my twin on my chest too. I'd love to take a poll to see how many twins tattoos. Oh, look at this one too. I got this one too. And yeah, I had a Libre on. But if you can see Lee's name right there, it's backwards. So it's like a twin tattoo, if you can see it. Man's face, a woman's face, and there's some flames there. Yeah. And I've got him on my ankle. It's interesting because the same Kryptonian symbol, it's Superman language, I have on my ankle. I don't know why. Um, I'll tell you, Renato and Lydia gonna get married. Lots of love. Explain that, Lydia. I'm lost. I need your help on that. Um, I'm in transition right now. Was in Miami, but hopefully going to Tobago later this year. Ah, okay. Um, um, couple bands out of South Florida. I really love. I don't know if you've heard a band called Article Sound Machine. Um, they're pretty cool. I love them. I love them a lot actually. There's also a band. Oh my gosh, I don't know if Cashed Out's from Florida. I don't think they are. I don't know, but there's so many down there. I just love. I just love. I love. But I love Article Sound Machine. I do. So if you see me wearing a shirt that says "I love A dot S dot S," yeah, it's just an Article Sound Machine shirt. Just chill. Um, let's see. Yeah. It was like red and blue. So it's really cool. So when you put a pair of 3D glasses on, it looks 3D. I don't know why it does that, but um. So let me tell you what we did this weekend, and probably some of you guys probably already know, but it was super cool. So Lee and I got to marry Danny and Brooke. Brooke and Danny are a set of twins, and Brooke or Danny comes in here a lot, and Brooke whenever she has time. But if you don't know who they are, she's the Princess of Duality, and you know what? I totally forget Danny's little handle name thing. I didn't mean to, but maybe I just never learned it in the first place. I don't know. I think it's Northern something. I'm getting good at this. Look at this, y'all. I'm gonna tell you why. But so yeah, so Lee and I got to marry another set of twins, and it was just a blast. We just had a wonderful, an amazing, amazing time up there on that mountain, and I'm just in awe of watching two people look at each other like Lee and I look at each other, and I know what it means, and I know what they're saying to each other, and it was beautiful, and it was a quick ceremony, and um, Lee forgot to step people down after he asked them to stand up, but it was good, and it was quick, so it didn't matter, and it was hot. But then the universe felt it necessary to just cool everything down, and everything just kind of cooled down, and it was pleasant, and the music started, and it was just y'all. Brooke's dad plays bass in this band, and he is so cute, and it was adorable, and the band was great, and I listened to the band for a good 15 minutes before I looked behind the speaker and I saw Brooke's dad playing bass. It was the cutest thing. Oh, I loved it. So yeah, we married a set of twins this weekend. Loved it. I covered his name with roses. Mine is on my rib cage. Oh man, you covered it up. Oh, lots of good vibes in South Florida, but my heart belongs to the islands. Oh gosh, how I love the islands. You know, Lee and I are trying to do a little bit, just traveling, getting out of here, a little bit. You know, we got to live life to the fullest because we only got one, and I got a second chance at this one. So I want to do things a little bit more different than I did the first time around. So the first time around, you know, I didn't get to travel a whole lot until I met Lee, and we got the universe saw fit that we travel and do seminars and talk to people and help people, and that's what we've done. We got to travel quite a lot in 2015. We've traveled. We've never been out of the country yet, but that's coming. We still got to work. I don't know why we haven't got our passports, but we need to get them, and we'll probably work on that next month. We'll do that next month. I'm going to set a goal to get passports next month. We're being called to Australia. We've been called to Australia for years. Years we've been called to Australia, and now we've got people saying, "Come stay with me, come stay with us." Now we don't have to worry too much about lodging. Then we can get there. Man, it looks like it's going to rain here in Ohio. I hope it does, because my um, and I say that, but it don't look that bad. It's a little gray, just a little gray. It's fine. So if something falls off and hits me, right? It'll be all right. Um, Let me see what's happening here. Huh? Yeah, I got it. Twin retreat. Well, let's talk about that for 2 seconds. So we're working on that. However, the first one we're working on is going to be here in Ohio, and it's going to be fairly close to where our home is and where we're at. We have found an amazing retreat place. Amazing. They include lodging, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go, but I do know that we are going to be hosting um, a retreat here. Um, I'm going to go off the rails and say I would like to do it in the fall, because the place out there is absolutely beautiful. So if it's either going to have to be in the fall or early summer, spring, late spring, but I'm hoping for the fall. And then we are probably heading out west. So Arizona, Vegas area, LA, um, those types of places, we are going to be heading out your way soon. Hi, Ashwini. Let's see. We have been hot and cold, and that instability made me break up with him yesterday, but I still love him. So I wonder if I should give this a second chance or move on. You know, here's the answer to that, Lydia. The answer to that is not in here. Okay, the answer to that is not all the things that your mind is telling you. The answer is in here. What is your soul? What is your spirit telling you? Turn this off and listen to this, and then when you act from here. It's so important. If you act from here, act from here. That's where all the answers are. If you act from here, I promise you, you won't be making a mistake. Okay? Just don't listen to all this trash. Don't listen to all this trash. Um, hey, Sherry, looking lovely. Oh, thank you. I have a question. I woke up out of my sleep and felt a strong pull towards my twin. Do you have any insight on what it could mean? Have you talked to him? How long's it been since you talked to him or her? How long's it been since you talked? How long's it been since you've had communication? I need to know that real quick, and then I can finish answering that. Oh, and we are working on it, honey. I promise. Um, Hi, Sherry. Last week you wanted me to write you an email. You wanted to talk to me. I just want to make sure you got it. Jovita. Lee probably got it. He probably told me about it. But as soon as I get off here, I'm going to consult with him, and I'm going to answer your email. We're going to get that set up. I need to talk to you. I do. Rained about an hour ago in Indiana, so it's coming your way. Hi! Let me tell you, I know who you are. And I was looking at your stuff. Let me tell you, we I am really looking forward to Wednesday night, or Thursday night. But before that, um, I've got an awful lot of musician friends in the area where you're at. As a matter of fact, where is Rain, what's his name? Um, Rainwater Studios is there. Keenan Rainwater lives there. I don't know if you know who Keenan Rainwater is, but he does Brown County um, stuff. And I know that you're probably not right there, but a band out of Columbus, Indiana that I watched a lot of. Don't so much anymore, but called the Meager Kings. Russ Baum's the but also Chris Schaefer is there. Chris Schaefer plays in the Y Store. He's the lead singer for the Y Store. He used to open up for John Cougar Mellencamp, and he is amazing. I got a lot of artist friends up there, so we kind of need to have a conversation. Um, so let's see. Question for you: how can you help my bio sister when she's having childhood trauma coming back? She and dad stayed in a fight all weekend. Um, let's see. How can I help my sister when she's having childhood trauma coming back? Um, what you can do is, if you can talk to her, tell her to. Did you hear that? um, tell her she needs to really, really, really pull the pain up and look at it. She needs to look at it. She needs to face it, and she needs to go into it. And once she's there in that pain, um, set with her if you can. If you have that type of relationship where you can allow her to cry and release on you, that's so important. That's so important. And if you're having an issue with that, or you don't have that type of relationship, then I'll talk to her for 30 minutes, no problem. You just, you know, just, I've had a lot of childhood trauma, so I'd be glad to talk to her for sure. For sure. India. India, I would love to come to. And there was another place that was close. Yeah, but we have an awful lot of Indian clients too. So, that may be that may be a possibility. I would love that actually. I would love that. Um, it's been storming buckets here in New York all day. Oh, we were in North Carolina all weekend, and we were supposed to get horrible storms last night when we were coming home, but we didn't. So I guess Spirit was totally watching over us because there was tornadoes in Indiana, really bad ones, which is the next state over from us, by the way. You think a lot, like, yeah, yeah. Um, get your passports. We need them. Let's see here. Let's see here. It's been a couple of weeks. Okay. Then is communication open? Because it sounds to me like he was calling to you. So Lee used to do that a lot. However, I'm kind of stubborn. I'm a Gemini. So when he would call to me, my mind would be like, and I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to talk to you. Are you all right? I mean, you okay? Is everything all right? But um, that's all, right? Because right at some of those times were too toxic too toxic, right? And I didn't want to be in any kind of part of that. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you coming tomorrow? Oh no, are you? We must have something scheduled tomorrow. I'm excited. I didn't know. Oh, I'm excited. Class? Is it class? Is it class? Yes. Ah, okay. So you know Keenan. I know Keenan. Keenan's a great guy. Yeah, we need to talk, buddy. We do. Um, yeah. So I don't know where I don't know where um I don't know where what. Oh, I don't know where Brooke and I think they're still in North Carolina, but man, I'm telling you guys, you're I'm gonna move this over. You're not gonna okay, you're gonna see this beautiful, hopefully. Um um can you see the cardinal in the tree? There's a cardinal right there. A male cardinal. He just flew down. So somebody's visiting, and I'm going to tell you why. Um Earlier when I'm driving down the road, just driving down the road. Um don't even, I think I was going to the UPS store or something. And two really vibrant red cardinals, too. They were flying together and they flew right over my car. And I thought I was going to hit them, and I was like, "Whoa." Um so, you know, cardinals just let us know that somebody, we've loved is with us. So I was like, "Oh, well, I want, I've lost a lot of people, so I wonder who that was." And um but I know that spirit shows me eventually. So my grandmother and I had this connection with mourning doves. And when I would wake up, when I spent the night with her, or she would keep me for a period of time, and I would wake up in my bedroom at my grandma's house, she would always have the window cracked if it was spring or summer or even fall. And there was a specific smell because my grandfather, he fished a lot. He was a fisherman, so he had like a concrete tank outside on his porch, and it had air filtration and all kinds of stuff. But he kept minnows in it, so it smelled like lake water in their backyard all the time. So that lake water smell when it rains sometimes always reminds me of my grandmother. And a mourning dove, when it coos, I always heard that when I was little. But it was interesting because when I was coming back from there on the same road, the mourning dove flew across. I was like, okay, that was, hey grandma, thanks for visiting or whatever. But it's just been crazy. I don't know if you could see the cardinal or not, but it was big and just staring at me. So, spirit, spirit. Okay, communication is open. I responded to him whenever he texted me. I feel like he was trying to get me to message him first. Yep, yep. You know, follow your spirit. If spirit says go ahead, then go ahead. I mean, it's that's hard because I struggle with that. I struggle with that. I'm like, you can't contact me first. If I wouldn't have contacted you, there would be no contact. Like, you never would have. Yeah, I would have. No, you wouldn't have. I just know. But he probably would have. But I don't know. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle between the mind and how you feel. You've got to put that mind noise in the back and that what I mean by mind noise is, what, he can contact me first, or what, I'm always the one contacting him, or why can't I send messages to him? There's so much noise that goes on up here that will stop you. And he's calling to you. You can always call back to him telepathically. You don't have to call out to him physically. That helps. Trust me, I've tried it. I've tried it. Oh, we emailed. Okay. My situation is so much like yours and Lee. Oh, I'm sorry then. I really am. Um, Sherry, would you say it's possible for a person to meet their true twin flame and not recognize them as such until years later? And that until they are even mistaken as the strongest connection? Yes. 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 Um, but we don't like that word around here, but it is what it is. So yes. However, um, there's going to be that connection that you can't disconnect from, if that makes sense. Like, he's or she's going to be that one person that you can't break away from, or that you can't get away from. And it could have been a best friend your whole life that you've always felt this connection with. And then you realize later in life that, hey, this connection's something more than I thought it was. And while we've tried to find that one person, the one person was here all along. That's happening a lot lately. And we've got a client who just had a brother figure, is what they called him, just growing up. They're only a year difference in age, but growing up, you always protecting her. It was always by her side. And even as teenagers, he was there for her when her boyfriends all hurt her, and as young adults and marriages and things, they still consoled each other and they were still there for each other. And finally they're in union, and they are living in union, and they are raising the kids that they had with other partners together, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So yes, I know that it's possible because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Oh yes. Oh, did you see him? I'm glad you saw him. I'm glad you saw him. You know what? How you need to get in? You need to get into the spiritual class that we're having on Wednesday nights. It's pretty powerful. It's real powerful. It's real. It's my glasses. It's real powerful. Um, I'm struggling with those boundaries until he finishes what he needs and wanting to reach out. Yeah. Okay. I've learned not to reject my twin when the feelings used to feel intense. I've learned to calm my emotions down and see my twin in 3D picture a lot when my eyes are closed. Yeah, that's the best. It is raining, but very lightly. Hi, Anika. Hi. Well, you know what? It's your lucky day because I was half an hour late. I got stuck I got stuck getting my feet. I'm diabetic, so I got to keep my feet in really, really, really good condition. Um, so I spoil myself with pedicures um, about once or twice a month, usually once a month, and then I usually do maintenance on them at home. But I I was late. They were late. That made me late. So, as universe would have it, Anika, we are here for much longer than anticipated. Sorry about that. I can read again. Let's see. My twin pulled away in 3D. We were in contact again. We were in contact again after he reached out to me for help when his dog died. Oh, he told me that he feels not strong enough for us, and that's it, and that it's not easy. Yeah, but I can always write him, and he tries to find a way. I told him days before that it's important for me that when we come into a new relationship that we tell each other that, and to be honest, to us all involved. Yeah. Um, just stay open, vulnerable, and honest. Honest. Um, yeah. Mm, oh, I felt the same. Yes, message. Yes, not messaging him, but there are days I message him first to see if he's okay. His conversations are not deep, and he's still masking his emotions. Reasons why I keep minimum contact. Yeah. Um, thank you for all your insights, helping me confirm that I'm not going. No, none of us are crazy. We kind of all are, right? I'm gonna wipe off my computer with my shirt. It's better than wiping the snot off my nose, right? Um, it's raining. It's not raining. It's sprinkling. That's it. Leo come running out the computer. Yeah, it's fine. It stopped actually. It's not even doing it anymore. Wasn't even enough to water a flower around here, you know. And it's actually going over. There's clear skies now. Oh, Ohio, I love you. I love you. Yeah, I mean, crazy. We all feel crazy because this connection is intense and it's different. And it it makes us feel like we're crazy, right? Why do we can't stop thinking? Why do we feel like we need to be obsessive? Why do we get freaked out when things happen, like when things start moving in the direction we want it to go, then or we would like it to go, or when spirit takes us in a completely different direction out of our comfort zone. um I've gone through a lot of childhood trauma, had a lot of walls built up, still have some walls built up. Lee and I were talking about those the other day. And i I just this journey, it just makes us feel like we need to go into a loony bin somewhere. And that's okay. That's okay. Um, universe has set me down numerous times. Like, hey, universe sets us down and tries to show us things, and sometimes the mind noise is just too loud to hear anything, and that's what makes you feel like you're going crazy. Why hasn't he text back? Why won't he text back? Where's he at after 5? Why this? Why that? Why can't I? Why can't I see him on the weekends? Why does he only come over this time? What is he? There's so much that goes through our heads that we create and build stories, right? And then we start looking at them and ourselves as just losing our minds, because it becomes the most important thing. A lot of times it becomes the chase becomes a focus. And while you're chasing, I mean, the beginning of the chase, the obsession part, you're neglecting yourself, you're neglecting your home, you're neglecting your bills, you're neglecting your job, you're neglecting everything else, because you're focused on one thing and one thing only, and is him or her. And what and instead of focusing on the human being, we should be focusing on the connection. Does that make sense? If we did that, we'd feel a lot less crazy, I think. Who am I, though? Let me scroll down a little bit. Oh, my. Okay. All right. I've been called to my spiritual work to help other people, like loud from spirit. Then how? Please follow it. Follow it, and I can help you. Write him, and he tries to find a way. Okay. Yeah. Just on. Yeah. Anika. Honesty. The best. Um, 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 um. I text him when I feel drawn to, even though we are in separation. He hasn't responded for months now. RL, perfect. Just you could probably talk to him more telepathically and get more answers, and the more you speak to each other telepathically, the more the 3D communication will build up. I pulled away. Okay, feel him saying, then I need to go now. I think this was wrong now, and I'm afraid he's fully gone now in 3D, but I feel versus it was the right thing to say. Well, Anika, you know what? Nothing's set in stone. I Lee and I were separated for 2 years, and then again for a year, and then again, who knows? So many times, to the point where we'd hurt each other so much we didn't even need to be in the same building together at the same time, right? And here we are. So, um, don't give up. Just follow spirit's guidance, and stop trying to do it yourself. And I think you've done that by just not being sending message after message after message. Just that um, one affirmation, like, "Hey, I'm here." That's all is probably more than enough. More than enough. In 3D, talk to him more telepathically. Oh, my grandkids. Not, it's not. It's not. They're calling because they think I'm out of class, but I'm not. So let's turn that down, and I'll call the grandkids back. Um, let's see. Brings up a good question. Do all twins at one point or another think they aren't good enough for each other? I believe so. I believe so. It happens. It happened to me and Lee, and it still sometimes does. I'm not even gonna lie. There are sometimes I will look at him. Sometimes I just watch him. I'll watch him. I'll watch him work. I'll watch him talk to somebody. I'll watch him wash his car, whatever. I'll watch him water the flowers, whatever. And I hear my mind tell me, "Man, you're just not good enough for him. He's beautiful." And I have to shut my mind noise down a lot. And but yeah, in the beginning we weren't telling each other that. That's key. In the beginning we were not telling each other that, right? The key is you've got to tell each other that. You've got to tell each other, "Hey, I don't feel good enough for you." Right? You gotta speak those feelings to one another, right? So they understand. Now when I'm like, I'm just not feeling good enough right now, that's when he can embrace me and tell me differently. And sometimes it's just all we need to hear is our twins affirmation, like, hey, it's great. um I have to, let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I felt like that. And I can't talk to anyone because they're not understanding. And I'm like, no, I know we're supposed to be together. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do. It really is part of healing what's going on inside you, and what you've been through, and keeping it in healing, and never saying to yourself, oh, I'm healed from that, I'm healed from that, I'm healed from that. I mean, I can never be healed from my sexual abuse as a child. I can never be healed from that, but I can stay in healing in it. And now I can talk about it. I can talk about it all the time, and I don't have those icky feelings come up when I talk about it. I have those healing feelings coming up when I talk about it, and that seems weird, but it's not. It's more of a teaching tool to me. I hardly ever go back and feel those feelings that I felt during that time, right? Um, there are times when anger still comes up, right? But there are times when certain feelings come up. I allow those feelings to come up, and I take care of me, and I always just try to stay in healing. And it's important that we stay into healing, and we never feel like we're healed. Oh, we're healed. We're healed. It's not like that. Oh, it's not like that. Um, we've been taught you can't say I love you until you're dating. Oh no. They can't sleep over until we're married. Those kind of things are bugging me because him and I are so committed, but it's so important for us to find a beautiful moment for him to officially ask me to be his girlfriend. You're in India, right? Alice, or are you in no, you're in Australia. You're in Australia, right? Um, you know, letting go of the things that you were taught as a child is hard. I was raised in a particular religion that I never resonated with, never resonated with. And it took me a long time. It took me a long time to deal with the guilt, the fear, um, and that I felt by not believing those things. And I still had fear, so much fear, so much fear. And not having that anymore, I look back and um I think, wow, there are certain things that I do that I that my parents taught me that I never wanted to be a part of, but I realized that I am, just in a different way. And um all we can do is just stay in healing and really address those hey, dogs, can we not? Thank you. Hey, please. I'm doing something. You see me doing something? I'm seriously doing something. Oh, these dogs. And they're like 150 pounds. So they're pushing the table. They're nuisance. Nuisances. All right. I thought I was crazy for over a year, and it was just my mind taking over and giving my power over to my mind and thoughts. My whole life became the thoughts in my mind. It become, man, Tyler, if any of you find yourself living in thought, living in your mind, let's fix that, please, because it's a toxic place to be. It's horrible. And we and I know you guys hear me preach it all the time. We really got to stop this and really come more from this. It's so important. It's so important. um I've had multiple dreams about us having a child together. Still married, no confirmation in 3D world, only 5D communication dream. Okay. My twin is moving back to our hometown town soon. Do you live there still? I'm curious. Let's see. No, Andrea, you didn't miss it. I was late. I was late. Let's see what's going on. Hi, Sherry. I did, and he told me that's the problem. What? Enlighten me on that. Planning a trip to South Carolina in September. Oh, well then do it, RL. Yeah. All I can say is no, right? Yeah, I talk about the abuse and stuff now from a point of this is what I've survived and gotten through for sure. Ah, Mexico. Um, oh, I want to go to Mexico too. I got over the obsession to look at what he's doing months ago, which helps me. Yes, yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. When you start doing your thing, guess what? They want to know what your thing is and they want to know how to do it too. Isn't that isn't that something? It's really something, isn't it? That when you really start focusing on yourself, that the twin feels that and they come along. Huh. Yeah. Imagine. All you do is work on yourself. Focus on yourself. And then all of a sudden the phone rings or the text beep and when you're in another room and you haven't heard from your twin in a while and you've been getting text messages from who knows, brother, sister, mom, who knows, but and it's all the same noise that comes through. It's all the text message noise. It's that one ding, whatever you got it set to. You got a text message even if you're in the other room. But for some reason, when it's the twin, and it doesn't matter if you haven't heard from them in a year or you just haven't heard from them in an hour or months or 15 years, when their text message comes across and that ding goes through, for some reason, you feel it in your soul and you know it even if you're in another room. It's almost as if the ding sounds different and it doesn't. I could leave my phone on the counter to this day, go in another room, be vacuuming, sweeping, whatever. My phone text message could go off 5 or 6 times. And it'd be like, I'll get to it later. But there's that one time when it goes off and I'll just know it's Lee. I know it. He could be upstairs. He could be at the gas station. But I know it's him. There's something in that. Something in that. Anybody else experience that, or is it just me and my craziness? Yes. Yes. Habitually used to check his profile every day. Not yes. Yeah, stop doing that. Yes, I'm currently in our hometown. He keeps asking me if we're going to be here. So I plan to move back to Arizona. So if it's been a question every time you speak, he wants to know where you're going. He wants to know where you're going to be. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be there? That's all. Just be there. Just say, yeah, I'm going to be here. I don't know for how long, but I'm going to be here. Right? It's not lying. He just wants confirmation that you're going to be there. Mm-hmm. Interesting being on the other end of spying, isn't it? Isn't it? What would you do if your twin doesn't sleep and it affects you? Gets drunk, just parties all the time, and it really affects your life, and they don't care. Oh wow. It's interesting because I know that to be true because Lee and I could feel him if he was drinking. He could feel me if I was back in the day. I haven't had a drink in years, in a couple years, but a few years actually. But yeah. The not sleep thing. I mean, you're going to have to clear some energy around you, and you're going to have to allow spirit, honestly, to. You're going to need to get more rest. I say that because you're carrying the rest for both of you, right? And I don't want you to feel lazy. I don't want you to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel any of that. I want you to be able to rest for him if he's not resting. Um, if you feeling drinking, I would always drink some water. Um, that would always help me. Um, and then I would go to a meditation. Oftentimes I meditated. Oftentimes I talked to him telepathically and would say, to him telepathically, if we were in separation, are you drinking wine? Are you having a glass of wine? Or did you have two or three glasses of wine? I'm feeling the effects. Could you please just slow down? And if we were in separation, he definitely would feel it and he definitely would. Talk to him telepathically. Don't judge. Don't talk to him. Don't talk down to him in 3D, and don't say things like your drinking's affecting me, I'm not able to function, I can't, I'm not sleeping, it's totally taking over. um Positive affirmations for him, lots of positive affirmations. I can taste when you're drinking, I can feel when you're drinking. um I understand what you're going through. I feel when you can't sleep. A lot of times I can't sleep when you can't sleep. um I'll get the rest for both of us. And telepathically you can say those things to him, and it'll balance a little bit, not enough, but a little bit. When you start feeling that overwhelming drunkenness, I would suggest laying down and letting spirit just take you into a slumber. And a lot of times spirit will take you on a little journey. um that's quite interesting. When Lee used to drink to the point where I could feel drunkenness, I would always just lay down and allow myself to feel that. While I was feeling that, I could feel what he was doing, what he was trying to cover up, what he was trying to mask. The spirit would reveal that to me during those times. So I suggest laying down, closing your eyes, and meditating during those times too. A lot of times you find that the spirit will put you right to sleep. And it did me quite a few times. Quite a few times. Um, I think my twin experiences it too, like when I'm around. Yeah, yeah. Lee called me a witch, remember? I've always worked so hard and end up barely paying bills, and my twin has been a millionaire since his mid 20s. I try to change how I think and do things, but I end up in the same financial difficulty. Are you guys in, Andrea, are you guys in separation? I'm real curious about that, how that works. So are you guys together? Are you guys not together? Have you ever asked him to kind of give you some financial advice? Have you ever asked him to show you the steps that you could take to help you out financially? Um, those things are kind of interesting coming from somebody who's acquired um, financial stability, asking those hard questions like how do I form a budget, right? And you know, I guess a millionaire probably would. Well, maybe these days they would need a budget of some sort, right? But just in a lot larger category than our budget, right? Than my $20.99 budget when I go to Target, right? What's my budget? $50. Target. That's it. But there's a dude. I can't remember his name. I don't know. I haven't used this program. I have, so I can't endorse him. But that financial guru out there that everybody loves and listens to. We had friends, personal friends, follow his program, y'all, and they are sitting now with over $150,000 in the bank. So Lee and I have been thinking about doing it because our finances are a hot mess. Um, but I would ask for advice. Don't ask for money, ask for advice. That's good. Yep. Oh, she says she feels drunk all the time. Um, do you drink a lot of water, Michelle? Um, you might have to just dilute that alcohol. You're gonna have to start diluting it. Um, when you feel it coming on, just like a headache. When I feel a headache coming on, I'll grab some Tylenol. And um, yeah, you're gonna have to start diluting some of that alcohol. Yeah. And do a liver cleanse. Do a liver cleanse. Anything we do to take care of ourselves automatically helps our twin connection. Yes. 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 And a lot of people think it's frivolous that I got a pedicure, but I do those self-love things. Number one, because I'm a diabetic and I've really got to keep my feet in really good shape. If I get a cut, if I get anything, I've already got a couple ulcers on my feet, so I got to be very careful because they'll start cutting toes off and they'll start cutting feet off, and we can't have it. So, I take very good care of my feet. Um, and a lot of people think that, oh, getting your nails done, getting your feet done, those are part of my self care routines. But I also do a lot of meditation, and I also do a lot of talking to spirit. And it balances out. But to take care of me, for me to feel good, there are certain things that I do, and that some people will pull weeds. It makes me feel good. I'm pulling weeds. I'm getting in and connected with the earth, and I feel those things. That's self-care too. Whatever it is, if you're doing a hobby, if you're doing things that you love, if you're doing things that you love, you're doing a lot of self-care. It's super important. You know, the cry snotty times are important too, but the loving, kind, and fun parts are they're just as important. They're just as important. And look, I don't like red, but Lee does. Pretty sure we're not going right to sleep later. Just saying. Throwing that out there. Right? This self care may help me a little bit today. um, when my twin drinks, I can feel the pain he's trying to cover up a lot of the time. I just telepathically sent him love and a huge hug. Yes. 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 I'm gonna experiment. I'm going to experiment with this telepathic communication, especially with all the psychedelics and other things we do at festivals. Oh, God, I love the festivals. I love the festivals. As a matter of fact, I think y'all heard me talking. We went to one, not we went to one last month, a 3-day weekend where we can't stay camping on site. I wish we could, but with all my surgeries and things, we have to stay off site. But um, there's a couple more coming up. We're going to hit this year. We're going to go to one in here in Ohio in October. We're going to one here in August, and um, reggae rise ups are already done. I think Maryland was this past weekend. Reggae rise up Maryland. So yeah. Oh gosh, just love them. I wish I could live there. I do. And you know what? I have yet to do a psychedelic at a festival, only because um anything that I do, it has to come natural and it has to come from the earth, and I have to know what it is. I don't. The only pharmaceuticals that I take, I have to take. They're life sustaining because of my transplant. So I take the pharmaceuticals that I have to take in order to keep me alive. But anything else, as far as painkillers, anything like that, mood alters, I'll go all natural. Um, Melatonin for sleep if I need it, marijuana for pain, marijuana for moods. The list goes on for days. Um, Mushrooms, microdosing mushrooms. I haven't tried yet. The I'm reading. I've actually just got a book on it. I'm doing a lot of research on them. I don't particularly like the whole trippy thing unless I'm going for that. Like if it's Saturday and you know what I mean. I haven't, you know, took a little trip in a couple years. But last time I did like 2 grams of psychocyblin cyblin cyblin. Yeah. Um I was able to lay back and spirit just took over and just was communicating and talking, and while other people were off doing their thing, I was literally in a corner just in love in spirit, and it was eye-opening and beautiful, and the images I saw were vibrant, and they were going into my soul and just dancing, and it was a very spiritual experience for me, and that's been a good 5 years ago. So I don't tend to use things like that, but um, I just may go on another little spiritual journey. Who knows when, but um, yeah, those festivals, they sure are fun. And it's so funny because when Lee and I were setting up our a canopy, just a home base to go back to when we just needed a drink of water, or just needed to relax a little bit because I like to stay in front of the stage and it gets hot. Um, then um, what was I saying? I lost it. Oh, um, I don't know. I lost it. I was talking about something. Maybe this will. I don't know. I was saying something. It's important too. I lost it. Spirit says not time. Um, oh, you're in big time separation. He doesn't talk to you. Oh my. Okay. Let me see what's happening here. Um, let's see. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, let's see. Who was this? Who was this? Okay, Andrea. Let me go. Um, I've lost it. Here it is. It's back. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So your guys' twins don't talk to you. Okay. Then you're going to have to communicate with them telepathically. And I know I've said that a lot this live, but it clearly must be the message that spirit's giving me to talk to you guys about is um uh, with the telepathic, spirits just bringing it up a lot this live. So it's a real thing. If you don't believe in it, then it's not going to work. If you don't believe in it with your soul, then don't test it out right now. Let your soul feel it and really close your eyes and have a conversation. Call him by his name. Call spirit to connect with him. Call your angels. Call them in. Call all of your spirit guides in. Have them all go to them and open up their souls to the telepathic communication. When you're there, you may be 2 or 3 conversations in, which could be 2 or 3 different times that you're doing this. Close your eyes, and then once you hear them communicate back audibly, audibly, then there will be no doubt that what you're doing is real and it works. I could I could really focus right now and really, really, really focus and have Lee bring me, I don't know, a cup of water, right? I know Lee's in session, but that's Lee. Um, um, that was Lee. Wondering if I was done, but I'm not. Um, so calling to him. Yeah, you can come down. Love you. Can I come down? Like, no, no, you can't. He's upstairs. Um, mm, 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 mm. I keep doing things. Hi, twin flame power. I keep doing things to get ahead and then end up with things draining my finances. Girl, here's my philosophy on finances. Lee and I both. Um, if you don't worry and stress about it, it comes. Everything you need comes. Very, very, very recently, we were on a trip and we took a look at the bank account. And I told Lee, I said, well, I'm glad I brought snacks so we don't have to go, and load up on snacks for the Airbnb or whatever. And, we were looking at each other like, 8 hours home. We're going to need some fuel. or petro as y'all call it over there in Australia. And just in having that conversation, and Lee looking at me and going, "You're not worried about it, are you?" And I'm like, "No, because we know better than to worry about it. When we worry about it and we stress over it, that stops the energy from flowing." And um, when you just allow the universe to work, and it does, then you could get $1,000, and then the carburetor will go out or the engine will something will happen, and you need $950 to fix it, right? Well, instead of going, well, all I got is $1,000, I'm not gonna go ahead and get the car fixed. Take that $50, put in your wallet, or get something you need with it, and then allow the universe. Now you're driving with a vehicle that you don't have to worry about because you've had it fixed, right? And then, right, there's no worry, there's no stress. The universe works and no worry, no stress. And Lee and I were just having this conversation last night, this very conversation. He looked at me and he said, "You're not worried about it, are you?" And I said, "No, really, like for real, I'm not." Because it was one of those nights yesterday, one of those days yesterday. We were traveling back from North Carolina, and for some reason, we got we got our text alerts from three different utilities. Like the electric was one, the car insurance was another. There was something else, and I was like, "Wow, everybody today, like this is due, this is due, this is due." And as the universe would have it, it's all fine and handled. But it's worry and stress that blocks that. Keep that in mind. When you're worried about money, it puts up a block. Spirit's like, what is this? What is this worry? You don't trust me? You know what I mean? Let's see. Is Lee aware as you of your telepathic combos, especially curious if it changes over separation to union? Yes. When Lee and I were separated, the telepathic communication was just as strong. Um, it annoyed us both, and we both tried to knock it off, and we both tried to be like, I'm not hearing that, and we both tried to put it in denial, and we couldn't. I a lot of times use it the way that I probably shouldn't. Like when he's out, hey, can you stop and I don't know, grab me a slushy, right? And he'll call and be like, "Is there anything else you need?" Or I'm stopped. He's stopped at the store where the slushies are, right? I'll be like, "Yeah, grab me one of the slushies," right? So yeah, Lee is very, very, very aware, and it does not change if you're in separation into union. If you're in union, you can still use it. You can still talk to each other telepathically. Interesting enough is a lot of times Lee and I will just lay in bed with our just in our comfy little pillows. We'll be holding hands, and we will have those conversations. Hey, we'll have a telepathic conversation, and then we'll have a 3D conversation afterwards, and it's super cool, right? But even like just now when I was talking to him, when I was saying, "Look, if I had him bring me down I could have him bring me down a cup of water," and I thought, he's in session, so he's not. So um I'm clearly supposed to be out of this because it was supposed to start at 7 and it didn't. And it started at what time did I? And it started at 7:30, and it should have ended at 8:30. But he's calling to see if I'm still down here running my mouth, and I am. So he still felt that, and um, he didn't know that I had set up outside, or he had set me up outside, and I was going to go. It was a miscommunication, but we worked it out telepathically, and he's here, like he's on the property, he's just in the house upstairs, and um like we're clearly in the same place, but we're not in the same place. But he can still hear me, and I can still hear him, and it's very strong between us. It's very strong between us. I love that. um, 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 um. Hi, Ashley. I told him I'll be here for now. I don't have to set a time frame on moving anymore. It's funny because he acts unfazed. If I'll be in town or if he's not, definitely chasing. He's watching my Facebook. Yeah. Yes, he is. Been getting strong heart palpitations just like when my twin and I were together. What can it be? Um, it could be a number of things. It could be a number of things. It could be, first of all, are you in separation or okay? So you're in separation. So it could be a number of things. It could be him trying to communicate with you. It could be him feeling you. That's a lot of times when we feel um, chest palpitations, right? That's them feeling you, not thinking about you, not dreaming about you, not looking at your Facebook, but feeling your energy. Feeling that brings them heart palpitations, and therefore you feel that. So more often than not, it's them feeling you. I hope that helps. Mm-mm-mm. Do you guys have blood sugar issues that you've noticed when you guys are active? Let me tell you, Lee gave me diabetes. He did. Lee got diabetes first. He got diagnosed first, and I got diagnosed about a month after that. So I swear he gave it to me. This connection will do that to you. But in all seriousness, we're both diabetic. We both have sugar issues. However, we both are really good about controlling them. I feel when his sugar's too high. I feel when his sugar's too low. Just Saturday, he looked at me and he said, "Your sugar's dropping." And I got a glucose tab out of the truck, and I ate it, and I was fine. Um, but he can normally tell if my sugar's being wacky first, and then I can tell if his sugar's being wacky. You know what I mean? I can tell if his sugar's being wacky first before he feels it. And a lot of times I'll feel shaky, but I know the difference. I know the difference if I'm dropping or if he's dropping. If I'm dropping, I feel differently than when he's dropping. It's a whole different thing. But we both have identified it and we know what it is, and it's super cool. It's super cool. Life saving too. Life saving too. He watches my social media but doesn't text as much. Okay. All right. He discovered he's very active and makes my blood sugar drop. Keep glucose tabs and just eat like half of one if you're not diabetic. Hi, Miss Grace. Everything natural, girl. Yeah. I don't do any drugs, alcohol, anything like that because it makes me lose control of energy. And you used to do a lot of stuff with when I get. No, okay. Um, I want to hear about your shrooms experience. Do another one and come share with us. I'll share next week what visions I got. That'd be great, Salma. I do keep mushrooms on hand because I'm trying to learn to microdose for health purposes, but I only need about 2 grams to make me. I need about 2 grams to make me actually go into a spiritual place, and as soon as spirit calls me to do that, I will definitely document it because last time I document it was beautiful, and I got so many answers, and I got so many visits from so many different people who have passed, and I not forgotten about, but they weren't on the forefront. I listened to my father passed in 20. I'm sorry, my father passed in 1995, and I still hear his voice every morning. So and it's just a very quick good morning, kid. That's it. There's nothing else. And I love that. But when I did that mushroom experience, it was quite spiritual. It was quite spiritual. Um Oh, thank you. I don't know. I feel like we're just talking. Yeah. Um okay, I love you guys too. I'm not going to have any time for much more, but I'm going to go through these. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, you guys are awesome. Asked to be shown for sure. I love this. Yes. Okay. So let me talk about a couple things real fast because I know that he's probably waiting for me to get done. But look, Lee and I are doing a couple things together. Craig, how about you stop barking? That'd be great. You want to come and say hi? No? Okay. Um, Hi, Craig. Yeah. Hi, Craig. You know, Mike. Mike and Craig, ladies and gentlemen. So Lee and I are now going to be doing, again, we're going to offer um, 3 sessions together. Lee and I together doing 3 sessions together. So there are 3 sessions, 3 weeks, one, or you can do 2 in 1 week. It's up to you. 3 sessions together. You get 3 sessions with me and Lee together. We're going to talk about, you're going to get the male and the female perspective. We're going to talk about whatever it is you want help with. So, especially when it comes to the twin flame dynamic, that way you get both of us. Lee and I have both very different opinions. We have both very different um, ways that we look at things and in different ways that we coach. It's really kind of cool. So if you're wanting in on the 3 sessions with Lee and I both together, they're $555 for 3. Um, we're only going to be doing that for a short amount of time, and I forget what he said, but it's not for very long. But it's really cool. If you haven't been through that, it's really cool to have me and Lee both. You get both perspective. It's awesome. We are the class on Wednesday nights at 6 for the spiritual readings is full, and we're halfway through that, but we're doing another one. We're starting it no, not tomorrow, Thursday at 6. We've got a couple people in there already. We have room for a couple more. I keep those very, very, very small, 5 or less, for a reason. These classes are so cool because this one we're doing on Wednesday nights. We've got a couple more mediums. I'm in there and I'm getting, as soon as the screen pops up, spirits just bop 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 bop, bop talking to me, giving me names, telling me things, showing me visions, and it's always for somebody in the class. I'm always pulling up somebody's loved one's name that's in the class, and they're going, "That's me, that's my dad, or that's my aunt, or whatever." And we're talking, we're asking spirit questions, we're talking, we're doing card readings too. We're pulling a card for everybody in the class too now, because I got another deck, and that's a whole different story. It's so cool. um but oh yeah, that's what we talked about last week. We talked about the cards. So yeah, I got an answer on the cards. I've opened the cards. We used them in class. We're using them again on Wednesday night's class. They complement my other cards, and it's amazing. So if you're interested in those, there's a lot to learn, and we're interacting with each other. So the people in the class, we're all interacting with each other. Spirit's giving them messages to give. Oh, it's dynamic. And yeah, so we're doing that. I know Lee's running a root camp special. Um, if you're interested in root camp, I am running a root camp sexual abuse root camp special. So if you're interested in sexual abuse root camp, get a hold of me through, Lee always tells me the email address, relationship reinvent at gmail.com. Relationship reinvent at gmail.com. And if you want to have a series of sessions with me, I'm doing a series of sessions by myself too. So sometimes Lee gets a little alien, and that's okay. Um, I'm able to understand what he's saying, but sometimes, if you can't, I'm the one who can help a little bit more. I've been through some sexual abuse. I've lost a child. There's so many things that I've been through that I can help others with, and I do. I'm kind of part time because I don't want to overwhelm myself, so I keep it kind of small. So it's super cool. Oh yeah, we figured out the other deck, girl. We did. Um, oh yeah, it was crazy. Like me and Lee, like literally had reset and racked our brains over it. Racked our brains. And we had to take step by step. Okay, when you were like from from the thought process of the cards to the actual ordering of the cards to the time they got here to they sat there unwrapped, all of it. Spirit gave it to us. We were released. The cards were opened, and oh my god, we opened them on Wednesday night, and they were so cool, complimenting the other cards. I love that. But yeah, we figured it out. It was awesome. Um, oh yeah, Alice. I did connect with Alice's father. Um, I love connecting with people's loved ones. It just I feel so feel. I love it. I love it. Hi Danielle. This Thursday, I need to join if it's okay. No, let's see. This Thursday, yes, this Thursday, I need to join. Is it okay to? Yeah, you can be late. Yeah, that's fine. Spirit's not gonna, you know what I mean. Spirit's not gonna give me your people's not gonna come forward if you're not there. So yeah, come in late and you're gonna get the same experience. Um, but I believe we've got 3 or 4. No, we've got 3 spots left open for that class, and after this, there'll probably be less because normally when I do a live and I mention the class, is anybody? I said Alice is in the class on. Alice is in the class on Wednesday nights. Alice, give us a little. Just let them know how cool it is. Um, yeah, okay. During Wednesday, so she did. She did. So during Wednesday's class, I did. I connected with her father. These are not on the website, so my sessions are not. I believe the classes are, but if they're not, um, I don't work with the scheduler anymore. That's a Lee thing. So any questions, just email relationship reinvent at relationship reinvent at gmail.com. My God, I hope that's right. Or whatever's on the website. You can check out the schedule. Lee may have put some things on there, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, oh, I'm glad I'm back too. I'm glad I'm back. Hi, Victoria. Oh my gosh. I love you so much. And um, so we're going to get our passports next month. Victoria. And when it's winter here, it's summer there. So get our passports next month. Maybe we can come when it starts getting super wintry here. And I'm so excited. So yeah, spiritual class, email, all that stuff, email, and let spirit let spirit push you. That's what you do. Don't make the decision yourself. Let spirit push you. I'm coming down there, girlfriend. I'm gonna be there. No, the classes on Wednesday nights and Thursday nights are about an hour. Sometimes we go over. We let spirit kind of guide it. We really do. Um, so yeah, they're not 2 hours. Yeah, and when it gets winter, because it's summer there, we're not dumb. My dad's name is Peculiar. I knew since before the class that Sherry would be connecting with him, and then I managed to get in the class, which I'm so grateful for. Yep, my dad came through. Ah, oh, I love you, Alice, and I loved your father's energy. Um, um, it was. Oh, I remember. I just connected. I just connected. Ah, oh, okay. I love you guys. I love you all. Thanks for coming on. I kept you a little bit longer because I was late because I was doing some self care. And I'll be back next week. If you have any questions, email relationship reinvent. I don't know why you did that at gmail.com. I don't know. There's a million emails. Um, we gotta fix that. Any questions? If you want to get in that class, yeah, better get in it. It's probably be full tonight. I'm saying because I think there's only 3 spots left. And we'll get you more information when we get more information on this retreat. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I don't know how to end this. I really don't. I'm pushing the button. It's not ending. I don't know. Oh, it's not a touch screen. It's not a touch screen. I'm touching the screen. Don't work that way. Cursor.